This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, Jan18, is a star. Was a star player for the Carolina Panthers defensively and also played for Chicago and Green Bay. So he went to the Pro Bowl 9 times. He was Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2002 and was a great player for Carolina. And I do believe he'll be eligible for the Hall of Fame soon. And he might get a Hall of Fame, but we'll see. Anyway, let's talk about this guy. And it's Julius Peppers, who's 43 years old today. Julius Peppers was born in North Carolina. And, you know, he was 6'5", 225 pounds. He would be huge. He actually did some other athletes too. So he went to the University of North Carolina to play defensive end for the Tar Heels from 1998 to 2001. He was redshirted, meaning that he couldn't take part in games, but he still had his eligibility. However, in his sophomore year in 2000, he put up 15 QB sacks, leading the NCAA in that category. He was a unanimous first-team All-American in 2001 as a junior and won the Bednarik Award for top defensive player, as well as the Lombardi Award for best collegiate lineman and best defensive lineman. So he spent 3 years at North Carolina, second all-time in sacks with 30.5. He was just huge and all that. Strange as it sounds, Julius Peppers also played for North Carolina in basketball. It was just shocking and all that. He was a walk-on on the men's basketball team and was also a reserve for both the 2000 and 2001 men's basketball team. And alongside his teammates, he led the 2000 Tar Heels to a shocking Final Four appearance. So Peppers did not play basketball in his final season because he wanted to be a football guy. So he was huge coming out of college. And they compared him to Lawrence Taylor for his ability to dominate a game. Well, the 2002 draft came and Houston took David Carr number 1. Carolina was next up on the list and picked number 2. Carolina would have had the number 1 pick actually, but Houston was an expansion team at that time, so they got the number 1 pick. Carolina said, let's go with Julius Peppers. And they did. And he had an impact. He actually deflected a pass by Ravens quarterback Chris Redman that was picked up by fellow defensive player Dan Morgan for a touchdown. Anyway, Peppers put up 3 sacks in his second game against the Lions. It was just huge in what he could do. He put up 12 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, a pick, and 3 stuffs. He was named Associate Press NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, despite the fact that he was suspended the final 4 games for taking a banned dietary supplement. Pepper said that he was given it to fight off fatigue, but it contained ephedrine, a substance that was banned by the NFL. Pepper said it was an honest mistake and would be more cautious in the future. Peppers would help Carolina in a second season get to the Stanley Cup, my house, to the Super Bowl. As he helped the Panthers get to the final against the Patriots. It was amazing and all that. So Peppers tried his best to do everything. Peppers became the first player in history to play in both the Final Four for basketball and the Super Bowl. Donovan McNabb would join him the next year. I didn't know Donovan McNabb played for the Final Four Syracuse team. Anywho. So Peppers would make 11 sacks in that 2004 season, took 4th in Defensive Player of the Year awards. Peppers put up a 10.5 sack performance in 2005, even though he broke a bone in his hand and would have a cast on it. A legal cast, of course. Peppers was dominant, putting up 13 sacks in 2006. 2007, he had problems. He had 2.5 sacks, only 2.5 sacks, and missed a few games with an MCL injury in his right knee. So anyway, Peppers would switch from left to right defensive end. And we didn't know what happened. Peppers wanted out by early 2009, but the Panthers put the franchise tag, meaning that it's 1-year contract and you must take it. But anyway, Peppers did play pretty well. It was great and all that. The 10.5 sacks. The Panthers did not place the franchise tag on Peppers, meaning that he could be given a free agent contract. And the Bears gave him a 6-year, $91 million contract. And Peppers took that Matthew Stafford with a huge hit on Monday Night Football. Anyway, Peppers would play in Week 5 against Carolina, in Carolina, of all teams. The Bears won 23-6. The fans would massively boo him. Well, what do you expect? He did quite well with 8 sacks. All that. Anyway, Peppers helped the Bears make the playoffs for the first time since their Super Bowl run in 2007. But they lost to the Packers in the AFC title game 21-14. He would help the Bears out in 2011, picking up his 100th sack, making him the 28th guy to do so in history. Peppers would play with plantar fasciitis, but still got 11.5 sacks. So he still did his sacks stuff and all that. Anyway, he was good and all that. Peppers, after a subpar 2013 season by his standards, was released by the Bears, and the Packers decided, screw it, we'll give him a 3-year deal worth $30 million. So, yeah, he did his job as a Packer. Against the Bears, he crushed the Bears. The Packers went 50-14. So Peppers got 7 sacks, not bad. Peppers did put up 1.5 sacks against Russell Wilson in the NFC title game, but unfortunately they lost because it was that Seattle comeback. Anyway, he put up 10.5 sacks for the 2015 season. 2016, he got into 5th place on the all-time sack list, passing Michael Strahan. And then after a loss in the NFC title game to the Falcons, who would then blow the game to the Pats 28-3 in the Super Bowl, he went back to Carolina and signed a 1-year contract. Carolina welcomed him back with open arms. He put up 11 sacks in that season and would sign another contract extension and had 5 sacks. So Peppers announced his end of career. February 1st, 2019, he retired after 17 years, putting up 159.5 sacks, 4th most. He missed out on Kevin Green by 0.5 sacks, with Bruce Smith and Reggie White putting up over 190 sacks each. So it was amazing what he could do. You know, sacks were official in 1982. What would have been for other guys? But anyway, he put up 266 games as a defensive player, the 6th most in NFL history. So in his time with Carolina, Chicago, and Green Bay, he played 266 games, picked up 159.5 sacks, which was amazing. All those sacks, and all that. He even made 11 interceptions and returned 4 back. He had 4 pick sixes. Now, 18 postseason games. 2004, he got to the Super Bowl, but didn't do it. Other than that, he was okay, in a sense. But yeah, he put up 6.5 sacks in the postseason. So yeah, so he was Defensive Player of the Year in the NFC in 2004, the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2002, as I said, 2000's All-Decade Team, part of the 100 Sacks Club, lots of Pro Bowl appearances. He still has the most career sacks, forced fumbles, and the longest pick six in Panthers history. How does Julius Peppers, a 97-yard pick six, like he's like 300 pounds? Amazing. So he's still 4th in NFL history in sacks. Second most interceptions by defensive lineman, aka defensive end / defensive tackle, with 9. I forgot who has that record. But anyway, yeah. Only player in NFL history to have 100 sacks and 10 interceptions in his career. Only player in NFL history to have 150 sacks and 10 interceptions. So this was amazing. All that. Peppers is a philanthropist for the University of North Carolina, so he did his job. He did his crime, and hopefully he gets to the Hall of Fame on first ballot. That's hope. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.